What up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Today is the glorious next day. So today we actually got a good bit of things done. Nothing too crazy. We were able to get all of our shards for another piece of gear, so we were able to knock out the pair of boots. Oh, excuse me. Yawn. There you go, Miku. I know you like the yawning, Mr. Miku. But anyways, just knocking out the daily stuff here as usual. Nothing too crazy. Got some skills leveled up. We got a couple more into the mythic territory, at least one or more, I believe. We knocked out a couple zones. We were able to beat out a couple zones that were a little bit stronger than us. We did use food for one. This puzzle here kind of bugged me. Yeah, I couldn't figure out the little combination there. I'm sure I could have if I spent a little bit more time on it. But, you know, it is what it is. Not a big deal at the end of the day. But, you know, using one of those. Today was actually interesting. We had enough gold to go ahead and get our 5 refreshes done. So what I'm thinking about doing, and I've kind of been already doing it on my primary account, is I think I'm going to alternate days when it comes to stamina usage. One day, just go full into gold. Next day, go full into to ore, and flip-flop that. Because I've noticed, at least so far, that if I spend one day of energy that I've saved up for, you know, the day on gold, I can get my 5 refreshes, still have a good bit, and by the time the next day comes over, I have enough gold to get my 5 refreshes and still have, you know, 500 or so thousand left over, and then I can use all my stamina on ore. So we've been kind of flip-flopping like that, and it's been actually working pretty well for me. So we'll see how that progresses over the season, but that might be the new strategy. Depending on how well it goes throughout the season on this account, I may implement that as my main strategy going forward for future seasons, as well as, you know, letting my guild know on my primary account here, hey guys, this is kind of what I've been doing, and it's actually been pretty good for me. I've been able to maintain XYZ. Granted, I'm also doing, you know, 4x material realms for both my free-to-play and my primary. My primary, depending on my Donium that I have at the time, depending on if I'm making a good bit, I have been going to 6, but I think I'm going to switch to just doing 4, 4, 4, 4 on my main, as well as my my mini here. The mini might take a little bit before I won't be able to do that, but I'm going to keep trying to progress doing 4, 4, 4 as much as possible on the mini. But for the primary, if I go 4, 4, 4, I will then be able to save up some Donium, and then I can use that to kind of pump my relics up. That's kind of where I'm thinking. I'd really like to pump my relics, get all of my blues ascended for one entire zone. So like Aqualis, for example, get Aqualis all blues all ascended, then get Cinder Ridge, then get Verdantdale. You know, get all those ascended for those relics, and by using Donium, I will be able to do so. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the season. That's kind of where I'm thinking about moving things toward. I was using my Donium to get more material realms, but I think if I go 4, 4, 4, 4, I'll be just fine, and then I can move into looking at the more permanent gains here. I think that'll probably be overall better for the account progression, because once we get the relics ascended, you know, we can just do any relic pool that we want to do for blues. We can focus our blues to get all the new relics that we want to get for, like, to get all the blues of a set, and then we can then say, okay, cool, we got all the blues, now let's go ahead and grab draws for the other sections because they're already maxed out, right? And every shard that we're going to get is going to be a universal shard, and then we can target our set pieces so we can get all of them, you know, leveled up a lot faster and get them to the point where, you know, they're all ascended, so we can almost, like, every single time a new one comes out, we may be able to get most of them ascended right away, or at least, you know, 3-star set bonuses and stuff like that. That's kind of like the idea. I don't know if it's going to work out that way, because I haven't gotten to the point where I can truly tell how that's going to play out. But just thinking about it in the logistics sense, that's kind of how it looks like it's going to happen, because I have one relic that's 5-star. It's not ascended yet, but it is 5-star, and every time I get that relic, I get shards. Those shards can be dismantled into universal shards for any blue relic, right? So we can then use that to pump all of our blues, and boom. And then once we get, all the purples across all the sets, we can do the same thing with purples, and then so on and so forth with mythic and legendary relics at the same time, right? So the overall is just to slowly progress things as we do it. The one thing about doing a bunch of blue pulls for a set that you already have done is you also have that chance to get, a purple relic, right? And that'll help push that one set up a little bit further as you're working on all your blues, right? So eventually you'll be able to just be able to funnel everything into each other, and then save your relics for the new sets, and then make sure you get all of the sets that you need of the new sets, all the blues, ideally try to get all the purples. There's still going to be periods where you're saving. Like right now I have over 6K saved up between all the different rarities on my main account. So, things like that, food for thought in the future, But yeah, overall things went pretty well on the mini. We're 2.6. We're getting closer to 3 million here. I'm really wanting to hopefully get a decent ways in the season today. This time around, I'd like to get in the 400 or 500 range of primo stars. That'd be really awesome. I'd like to get SS on everything this time around. We kind of didn't get to do so last season, but that's okay. Slow progress, but we'll be able to better focus since we know that we're at the same starting point as everybody else now. But yeah, other than that,